So 10 years ago, I sold my Lotus Carlton, which was
a massive mistake, but it doesn't matter because today we're hopefully going to go buy another one. We'll talk more about why I sold that car and how much I sold it for later in the video. The Lotus Carlton was based on one of the ugliest Vauxhalls ever made, the Vauxhall Carlton. Lotus largened the engine, added a couple of turbos and an LSD, some wide arches, a few other bits, plus a few Lotus badges here and there, painted them in one colour only, Imperial Green, put the price up drastically, and somehow pulled off one of the coolest looking family saloons ever made. But with used prices nowadays exceeding £100,000, the chance of ever owning one was slim. But I have found one advertised locally for a price that I think is super sensible, but surely there's a catch. There's only one way to find out. Let's go and have a look at it.
So that's it, we've arrived. Lotus Carlton. I feel a little bit starstruck. Like, these cars, to me and to many people watching, they're an absolute icon. They're a legend, they're a hero. If a car was a superhero in the 90s, this was the car. Like, it was known as the car that outrun the police. It was the fastest family production saloon car on the planet. I think they're 370 horsepower, 180 miles an hour, a 3.6 litre straight six 24-valve engine under the bonnet. Ultimately, underneath, like, what's mad about these cars is the value of them today are generally in excess of £100,000. The base car is a Vauxhall Carlton, and if you look for a Vauxhall Carlton online today, there's a couple advertised, and they're like a few hundred quid, maybe as much as £1,000, maybe as much as £2,000 for a nice one. They're not a lot of money at all. But Lotus come together with Vauxhall back then, and they made the Lotus Carlton. So this is not a Vauxhall, although it is a Vauxhall underneath. It is not a Vauxhall, it is a Lotus Carlton. And they got that Carlton 24-valve engine, made it bigger, made it more powerful, added arches, added the big spoiler on the back, the big chunky wide wheels, the big tyres, and they made the Lotus Carlton. Growing up for me, again, like I said about the Dodge Viper, it was like one of those cars that was just so special to me. And as I grew up in Luton as well, Luton, Vauxhall, Luton is the home of Vauxhall. So again, it's just significant. Now, for those that know the channel, remember years ago, I actually had a Lotus Carlton many years ago, and I sold that car about 12 years ago. And it's the only car that I regret selling. I really wish I never sold that car. I sold it, it was categorised, it had no paperwork. I bought it from someone who was like, I didn't really know the background of the car. It was a rainy day. I met him on a council estate. It was the worst situation ever buying a Lotus Carlton, or buying any car. At the time I thought, I'm just gonna buy it. I just bought it, and it turned out the guy was lovely, and the car was nice as well. And then we found some history for the car later down the line, and I couldn't sell it at the time. We're going to talk about how much I paid for that car and how much I sold it for later in the video. But I did sell it eventually, and since that day, a lot of people say to me, do you not wish you kept certain cars? And that's the only car that I wish I kept. So this car here, it's been advertised online for sale. I've been chatting to the guy who is inside at the minute. It's done 105,000 miles. He's not actually the owner of the car. He's a Lotus Carlton specialist. He stores Lotus Carltons, he fixes Lotus Carltons. This is one of his customers' cars that he's storing the car for. He's done some work on it over the years. It's had new turbos, which is a common fault. It's had a new clutch. It's had the uprated Bilstein suspension, loads of just general maintenance stuff. The history with this car is unbelievable. I've not yet spoke to the owner myself. I might not even need to speak to the owner. But they've just said, look, the car's there, have a little look over it. If you want to know anything about it, come and see us. So he is inside. I've had a look over the paperwork. And like I say, I've been chatting to him on and off over the last couple of weeks because I've been trying to negotiate a better price. But they ain't having none of it. I'm here today to look over the car. We're going to take it for a drive shortly and decide if I want to buy it. And I look at Lotus Carltons, like I just said, and I think they're a bit like an E46 M3 CSL. That's a very good example. Again, they're over £100,000. To some people, it's just an E46 M3 with a few lightweight bits, and in fact, with them, they're an SMG gearbox car. They were never made as a manual gearbox car. They're over 100,000. They're not worth the money. And a lot of these old cars, they're just not worth the money. To try and justify over 100 grand for something that's essentially a Vauxhall is crazy to most people. But they are selling for that kind of money, and that's just what they're worth. There's nothing you can do about that. So if you want an M3 CSL or a Lotus Carlton in your life today, then unfortunately, that's what you've got to spend. Now, This car, I'm told, is a usable, drivable, nice car. It's got everything going for it. This service history, I just touched on that, and we're going to talk about that more as well later in the video, hopefully after we've got a deal done. The previous owner of this car, or the current owner, he's had it for nearly 30 years. I need to show you the history. It is unreal. Again, I can't really do that until it's my car. So I am, we've been off camera just toing and froing a lot, because this is like, it's a big deal, man. It's a big deal. It's a Lotus Carlton. It's a lot of money. Something else that's amazing about this car is not only has the guy had it for almost 30 years, which I think is incredible. Like, when do you ever cross paths with anyone that's owned a single car for 30 years? It's unreal. I'm going to tell you how much he paid for the car shortly as well. I've said about the history, and I've just flicked through it. The fact that we're here today at a Lotus Carlton specialist. The guy knows everything about cars, or these particular cars. He's got one himself. He loves them. There's like a model car inside of a Lotus Carlton. There's a few little model cars. They've got a fully restored Lotus Carlton here as well. They just don't want us filming inside, which is, you know, fair enough. It all just feels good. It's just, I've got an idea for what to do with the car as well, but and you'll probably all be guessing what you think that is, and I think you're going to be wrong. But we'll talk about that again shortly. Let's just get over the line with seeing what it drives like, because it's a car that's sat for many years. We'll talk about that now, actually. So big thanks to Car Vertical. I was going to say, see what it drives like, and see if we can maybe agree a lower price, but we'll see. Yeah, big thanks to Car Vertical anyway for sponsoring this video. I will link it in below. When you're buying a used car, it's really important that you do a Car Vertical check, and when you do that, use my code CCD to get 20% off. This car, you're looking for all green ticks when you do a Car Vertical check. I've obviously done this before I've come over today, so you want to do your homework before you go look at a car. Of course, I've done all that at home before I come over. With this car, it isn't all green ticks. So there is one on a green tick on finance. It's got no finance outstanding. There's no damage, no previous damage. Really, really important, that is. No recorded damage on this car. My car, my previous Lotus Carlton L95 GCX, that car there was a category C car. In fact, I'll show you that on screen now, what that Car Vertical check looks like. That was in quite a bad accident. That did affect the value of that car, of course, but I bought it for cheap at the time, so it's just really important you do your checks, and then you can use that as ammo when buying a car. With this car, no previous damage, never been stolen before, but there is a flag at the top there on the mileage, and it simply says long period with no mileage change detected. If you click on that, is what I wanted to get to. You can see this car, there's like a yellow area there. It's just not done any miles, it's just sat around. It's normal for a classic car. I've been saying this a lot in recent videos. It's perfectly normal. Since 2007, which is almost 20 years ago, back then it had done 99,000 miles. It's done 6,000 miles in 19 years. It's been stored here, I know that. It's not been used. It does currently have an MOT. In fact, let's get down to the MOT. How long ago was the MOT? Total of 4 owners. So the guy that owns it now, he's had it since September 1998 there, and then it's got some owners before that, registered with the first owner there in May 1993. And then it's got a whole timeline there. Again, all of this will tie up with the history. The history is phenomenal. Like, there's two sides to this car. There's the car itself, which is all exciting, and then there's the paperwork, which there's stuff in there that's triggering little memories. And I think about the word nostalgia. You know, we will talk about the word nostalgia later in the video. Nostalgia is such a valuable thing. It's something that you can't just go and have. You can't find that. You need to get yourself. That's why these things are valuable. Not just these. Classic cars are valuable because of that word nostalgia. I bought the clothing brand NAFCO 54. I wish I had my NAFCO 54 hoodie on right now. And that is a brand from back in these days, 1993. That's when the brand was big. Again, people buy it like the business is flying because of nostalgia. People want to buy that memory, that feeling. It is a magical feeling. But back to the Car Vertical, I just wanted to, the most recent MOT there was June 2025. So yeah, there's so many reasons there why you need to do a car vertical check when you buy a used car. For some reason it's been really hot, by the way. Like, the weather's been lovely, and then suddenly today it's freezing cold. Weird, the weather's all over the place. But yeah, Car Vertical, link below, code CCD to get 20% off. I did just want to check the MOT history quick. In fact, if I go on enter reg, just wanted to check the previous MOT there to see if it had any advisory, but there's no advisories on the previous MOT either. So the guy has said we can get it on one of his ramps. You can see all underneath, and you know, be assured that it doesn't need any major work whatsoever. So that's good. That's good. Oh. All right, I think, let's quickly look under the bonnet. And then under the bonnet, .3.6 litre, 24 valve, charge cooled Lotus engine. It's actually mint under it, like for the age of the car. What did I say? The guy bought it in 1998, I think. So he bought this car when it was 5 years old. Like, it's crazy, really. Like, that it's this clean. It does need a little bit of love. I noticed the side trims are one of the side trims. That one's just hanging off a little bit, so that could be being stuck back on. Paint's nice for the age of the car, and then that little side trim there as well. But other than that, it is really nice. Tyres are good as well. Yeah, and what is nice about it over my old one is it's not categorised, and it's got this big stack of history. So I think what I'll do is I'm gonna go get him out and hit the road, see what it drives like. I don't know if he's gonna let me drive it. He can drive. We'll see, we'll see.
So I went to see the fella who was dealing with the sale and asked him if we could go for a little drive in it, and he explained because it's not his car, he wouldn't be able to let me drive it, but he was more than happy to take me out for a run around the block in it. He also asked if we could keep him off camera.
It sounds all right. No smoke coming out the back at all, which is good. It's cold as well. Nice. You're going to jump in the back with us? You may as well come out for a little drive. He's driving. So you jump in the back, yeah?
Okay, I'll come in.
Come. Like, it's like a little family day out, isn't it? CC3 AMG there. Nice. So Lotus Carlton's, the gearbox is an American gearbox. It's a very long throw, very clunky, the gearbox. And steering, I can't remember what the steering rack's off. Steering box, it's very loose, isn't it? There's not very much engagement at all. Not like modern cars anyway. So the car is not insured or taxed to go out on the road. So we're doing laps around the industrial estate, which is obviously a private estate. This is our test drive. The owner has asked that nobody drives it until they've paid for it. This would have been a mega fast car back in the day. It seems to drive really well.
It does, yeah. Is that enough?
I think that's enough, yeah, I think I'm happy with that.
I'll tell you what, these laps are getting quicker, aren't they?
So we'll just have a little look. Are you all right for us to get it up on the ramp now then, is that all right?
Yeah, sure, so I got it all ready for you.
Perfect. Perfect. Oh, that was a fun little test drive, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You enjoyed it in the back, didn't you?
Yeah. What's your thoughts on it?
I'm excited. Like, I am genuinely excited, and I've kind of been partly thinking I don't want to let the excitement overrule my mind. Like, you've got to still think sensibly when you're making any purchase, isn't you? Especially something of this value. I haven't told you how much it is yet, have I? I'm sure you've all got a number in your head. But we'll talk about that after I've done a deal. But it drives really well. It ain't making no silly noises or nothing like that. I know I'm not buying it from this guy. It's not his car, but it's reassuring buying it from a man that knows everything about Lotus Carltons. So even the fact now that he's putting it up on the ramp, look, it's cool. So yeah, my feeling is so far so good. Let's have a little look underneath. So obviously when you're buying a used car, do a car vertical check, but on the car vertical check, you've got the chassis number. That chassis number should be on the logbook, which I've checked, it is on the logbook, and the same chassis number should of course be on the car. And it is on the car in this case. And what's really cool is, as I mentioned earlier, is it's not a Vauxhall. Although there is a Vauxhall badge on the bonnet, it's Lotus Cars Limited. And over here, look, I'll just show everyone this. Vehicle type, what's vehicle type? Why?
It's Lotus's
project number.
Okay.
So that's the Lotus, that's the 104th Lotus car, type of car.
Okay.
So like the Lotus 7,
Yeah.
the 7th car,
Yeah.
that's the 104th.
Okay, so this is Lotus's 104th model car, essentially. And then the vehicle number, so 874G. The G refers to Great Britain, and it's car number 874. And there was only just over 200 right-hand drive cars ever made. So that's why you never see these things come up for sale, because they're super rare. It also says here, it refers to Amiga, a Lotus, Carlton, a Lotus. So the Lotus Carlton is the UK car, isn't it? And then the Lotus Amiga is elsewhere, everywhere else. So the 200 cars, right-hand drive cars, are Lotus Carltons, and the rest, I believe, are all Lotus Amigas, aren't they? And then there's this whole story with the car that was 40 RA, and it's just what it made these cars famous, because when these cars come out, I don't know what they were new, but they come out in the early 90s. UK was in recession. They were expensive. Lotus launched these cars. Apparently, they didn't sell very well because of the financial state of the country. So, but then this big story blew up later on down the line. 40 RA outrun the police. I'm sure everyone knows that story. And it probably gave the sales a bit of a kick up the arse. So, yeah, it's a legend of a car. So the paint's a little bit cracked there, it's all right. Little parking dent there. Get a dead man on that. Wheels are nice, it's a big feature. They're like the M5 throwing style wheels. Very, very similar on our E34 M5. The E34 M5 was a comparable car back in the day. It's quite funny because they're a similar sized engine as well, and a similar amount of power. But these are just so much more money. So it's also had new cats as well, isn't it? Which is good. I won't touch them because they're going to be boiling hot. Bilstein suspension. Must have had an oil change at some point. It's got a new oil filter. All I care about is rot. Like, as long as there's no rot under here, that's all I care about. And there's absolutely nothing. Maybe a little bit of seeping from the diff there. Is that old oil? I'd say that's old. Oh, there's some bits done here. Anti-roll bars. The exhaust is mint. How cool is this to be able to buy a car and get it right up on a ramp? Could do with Will here as well, couldn't we?
Could do with them everywhere we go.
That would be the next step of the journey though. I spoke to Will about it before I came here, and he actually used to work on Lotus Carlton, so he's very familiar with them.
So would you say you'd be excited to see this one?
Yeah, he's going to be well excited to see this one. So there is a bit of an oil leak just here, but from factory, because I'm a Lotus Carlton expert, they don't actually have a rubber seal there. They don't have a gasket, sorry, so you just got to whip that off, a bit of rubber, a bit of sealant on there, and it'll be fine. So that's nothing to be concerned about. It's nice to have a good look under a car, because it does give you peace of mind, especially when you're looking at a car of this age. I'm enjoying this. When did we ever do this, Amar?
I was going to ask you, is it a common thing for somebody to buy a car and wanting to have a look at the bottom of it? I
think it's a common. Well, like, we don't actually get it at Binker, because I suppose when you're buying from a dealership, you don't, because that, in a situation like this, we're buying privately, right? And when you're buying a car privately, it's all on you. It's entirely your responsibility. So to have this available to us, like we're blessed to be able to do this when buying a car privately. But do people do it at Binker? No. I suppose when you're buying an old car, you want to be able to do it, because old cars generally are more likely to be rotten. Commonplace is that Lotus Carlton's rot, which is actually the same as E46 M3s, funny enough, is rear arches. And this car is absolutely mint on the inner arch there. And the simple reason for that is it's because the arches on this car have been replaced. So there's nothing to be concerned about there either. We're gonna have the money chat now off camera, and I'll come back to you lot shortly.
So we had that money chat off camera, and I have now got some news that I want to share with everyone.
Nice shot that was, wasn't it? That's a nice shot. So I can agree that we've done a deal, and that is now my Lotus Carlton. Talk to you about what we're going to be doing with the car, how much I paid for it, And more importantly, is it more important to know which one of them is most important? Either way, it's just as important. Going for my first drive in it. We'll do that shortly. We'll get it off the ramp first, and then I'll jump back on camera in a sec. We just sent the money, so we're just waiting for them to get confirmation they've received the money. But what I wanted to show everyone, I've got the original purchase invoice here from back in 1998. It was bought from BCA, and the price paid with fees was £18,578. And back then, in 1998, it had done 79 or just shy of 80,000 miles then. And then this is the old Vauxhall service history printout. A lot of people remember this. Look at this. So it's full history. I've not been through all of these, but it's so interesting. 1996, 29th of March 1996, the invoice number, the mileage is all there. 57,000, 58,000, 59, all the service history. That's my birthday, 18th of July 1996. So I was 9 years old on that day. Had the water pump. The engine was actually rebuilt on this car. What was it, 1996? It was rebuilt. So, which is obviously a major plus. I know it's a long time ago, but look at that. Look at it. There's so much of it. So like I say, for me, with my old one that I bought and sold, it didn't have no paperwork. So this time, although I have paid a lot more money for this car, it's nice to have one with such a nice, I say nice is the wrong word, it's amazing to see any car have this level of paperwork. It's unreal, it's all so well kept. Oh, the keys mine now. Money's good. Sorted, thank you very much. Sorted. So yeah, 2 keys. 3 former keepers. We're going to put it in my trade name, so we won't add another keeper to the car, which is amazing as well, because I want to keep them owners down to a minimum. But there's so much history. I'm going to sit down tonight and flick through all of that. There's so much there. But yes, deal done. We've even got more there. Look at that.
I can just picture you with a little cup of tea and some biscuits.
Oh, just sitting there, just chilling, just reading through it all. There's so much here. Wicked. So I'll put that in, and you talk about how much I sold the old one for as well. Still loads to talk about. Let's get this together, get this in the car, and get on our journey home. Done. we on Amar, yeah? Do you know what I want to do? Amar, do you know about the Lotus Carlton video that I posted years ago?
No.
I basically for some mad reason, this is how stupid, young and naive I was. I had a Lotus Carlton, I was so excited about it, and I thought what would be cool is going to see JK from Jamiroquai. I'm going to see the lead singer of a band, and the band is called Jamiroquai. Knocking on his door and showing him my car. He loves cars, he's an absolute raving petrol head, and I reckon he'll like the Lotus Carlton. And I done it all on YouTube, in a video, and back then I'd get like 200 views on a video if I was lucky. So I jumped in the car. I don't know how I managed to find out. This is weird. This is proper weird. I don't know how I managed to find out where this bloke lived. Drove to his house and I rang his buzzer.
Hello, is Jason there by any chance?
He's not here today. Can I help you?
No, he doesn't know me. I've just come to meet him, to be honest with you. I love cars. I just come here because he shares the same interest as me, and I was hoping I could just get a chance to meet him. That's all.
Oh,
I've come from quite far away.
Well, let's do my window up. Guides, absolutely guides. I posted the video stupidly, and the video got loads. It didn't, to start with, it got no views. And then suddenly, a lot of people even say to me now, I remember you had a Lotus Carlton, you went to JK's house. Sometime later down the line, the video started getting loads of views, and I had to remove the video. So what I'm thinking anyway, the reason why I said that is just to follow up on that sort of, that crazy idea. If by some miracle JK watches this video, or someone knows him, they want to show him this video and he wants to see my Lotus Carlton, I'm sure he's probably owned one at some point in time. He's just a massive petrol head from the 90s. He was an icon, a legend also from the 90s, like this car is. I think it'd be cool to you know, to go and see JK in my Lotus Carlton. But anyway, the paperwork, even these old doorknobs, look at them. I used to have them in my first car was a Vauxhall Calibra, and they've got the same as that in there. So yeah, we've got so much more to talk about, haven't we? I'm more excited about driving it, so we'll continue the conversation on my first drive in my new Lotus Carlton. Let's do it. Starts on the button. On the button. Back to Binker we go. Let's do it. It's absolutely mad. I'm just trying to imagine, like, I haven't spoke to the guy that the car came from. I've not had any conversations with him at all. He's left it with this fella to deal with the sale. He actually lives abroad. I just can't imagine what it must feel like to part with a car that you've owned for 30 years. He does apparently have a few cars, so maybe there's no sort of emotional attachment there, and you know, from his point of view, he's made money. Maybe it was purely about money for him, I don't know. And it's not quite 30 years, but it is crazy. I also said to the fella there, like, he is part of the Lotus Carlton Owners Club, and he's obviously very well known in the Lotus Carlton world. I thought, I'm quite surprised that you haven't managed to sell, like, even listing this car online. How's it even got to being online? And then he said, everyone that I know within the Lotus Carlton world has already got a Lotus Carlton, so they don't need another one. which is I didn't even think about that, which is understandable. What I've noticed straight away, by the way, as I'm doing my first drive in my Lotus Carlton, is I remember the steering being very bad. Like on my one, it was really out of touch, and don't get me wrong, it's hardly tight and on point, but they ain't nowhere near as bad as I remember. Get that heating on. It's actually got heated seats as well. This is so cool. The mirrors, they're just so, everything's just so Vauxhall, so 90s. And like I said earlier about the word nostalgia, you just can't get that feeling any other way. Cars have got better. Cars have literally got better over the years. They've improved. They're perfect now. But it doesn't matter how perfect a car gets, it will never ever give you what one of these old cars from your childhood, from your early days, from within your memories gives you. It's just nothing like it. Like, I don't care how like long reach this gearbox is. It's apparently out of a Corvette ZR1, that gearbox, by the way, and how out of touch that steering is. And I was gonna say it's a little bit laggy, but they're not too laggy at all because they are a twin turbo engine. The smell, the feeling, the excitement, the engagement, everything about it is just, you know, it comes at a premium, I suppose, with this car, but it's just so worth it. And that brings me on to money. So this car, it was advertised for £60,000. Never in recent years have I seen a Lotus Carlton advertised. A lot of them are priced on application, and I inquire every now and then to see if any of them are less than £100,000. And there has been cars for less than £100,000, but it's not very common. And when I saw this car listed at £60,000, I thought there's got to be something wrong with it. Like, there must be something wrong with it. And I've been chatting to, for the benefit of the video, we'll say his name is James. That's actually my granddad's name. God bless him. I've been chatting to James, and on and off, we're talking about money, and I did come and have a look at the car, and I talked about making an offer.
and we've been speaking on and off about money, and he's like, look, if it doesn't sell, it's just going to go to auction. So it's like, either like it or lump it, £60,000 or not at all, because it's going to go to auction, and we think it will get more at auction. And I thought, you know what, I think you're right. And I saw it as an opportunity. I thought, 60 grand, should I just buy this car myself and have the joy of buying it, you know, get a couple of videos out of it, and then after that, what do I do with it? Now, there's two options. I'm a car dealer, as you know, yeah? I could buy it and sell it. I could just sell it myself. Or, as also someone who's got a competition platform, Planet of Dreams, I could put it on Planet of Dreams and offer everyone a chance to win it for just a few pennies. That idea is still in my mind, and I can still potentially do that. And you know what, on the subject of Planet of Dreams, let me show you something. Currently away for Easter. Lana on it. Look in the background. Look at this villa. It's amazing. It's amazing, isn't it? It's so nice here. Show everyone outside. It's not actually the reason why I wanted to put this clip in. I'm just going outside, Lana. It's unreal. Weather's great as well. We're just away for Easter. It ain't win a villa, by the way. It ain't even win a holiday in a villa. Look at that. It's better than both of them things combined. It is win an E36 M3 in Techno Violet with a manual gearbox. I'm not sure when the video is going live, this video, either Sunday or Monday, because the bank holiday will probably mess it up a little bit. But the car is getting given away on bank holiday Monday at 9 PM. I'm going to be going live. Obviously, if you're a dream catcher, you're already automatically entered. And don't forget, you can get one entry for completely free. It's another 90s legend. It's one of my personal favourite cars of all time. And it's a lovely, lovely example as well. Low mileage. Looks good, sounds good, is good, and you'll enjoy it. And you know what, if you want a holiday in a villa somewhere, sell the M3 and go and treat yourself. Or take the cash alternative, all right? Good luck. But I think what I'm gonna do, and I think I'm still 50-50 about this because I might regret this, is I'm gonna send it to a classic car auction. I don't know which one yet, there's a few out there. Iconic is one that I went to recently. Where I bid it on a Ferrari 360. Everything was just getting crazy money at that point. I couldn't believe it. I watched every car go through that auction that day. I could not believe. It's like there's this buzz for 90s cars at the minute. Everything was getting ridiculous amounts of money, well above what their guide prices were. So we've got iconic auctions, we've got collecting cars, you know, that's where this car was originally listed as the classifieds. But they do also do, sorry, not collecting cars, Car and Classic. Car and Classic also do auctions, online auctions. Piston Heads also do online classic car auctions or online auctions. I just mentioned collecting cars there as well. All of these different companies, they all do online auctions. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, at some point in the coming weeks, I'm going to get this car on one of those online auctions, whether it be an online or a physical one, and I'm gonna just tick it off the bucket list to say I bought another Lotus Carlton, and I'm gonna put it in that auction. I'm not actually bothered about earning money out of it. I'm not actually bothered about selling it. If it doesn't sell, which I don't think that will happen, then I'll put it on Planet of Dreams. If it does sell, then I've had the joy and the pleasure of having the day that I've had today, and I will over the coming weeks. It ain't gonna happen overnight. I'll get some juice out of it, I'll get some joy out of it. My brothers are going to love seeing it as well, and us at a dealership would have it on display so people that visit the site come and have a look at it, and I'll just enjoy owning it for the short period that I've owned it. But for me, that stack of paperwork that's now in the back of the car, the fact that this car has been owned by that one person for so many years, it just makes this particular car so special. So now you know the plans for the car and what my thought process. I was just going to say, we can now talk about how it feels for me as a driver of it, and it feels so good. I won't drive it too hard because this car's been sitting around for a long time, of course, and ain't been used much over the years, but I do want to have a little feel for that power delivery in it. It pulls lovely. And now let's go back to the beginning of the video where I said about my car. And when I come across that car, I can't remember where it was advertised, I went and bought it. It wasn't the ideal way to buy a car, but I did buy it, and I paid, I think, 12.5 grand for the car. And I remember paying for it. We actually paid cash for the car at the time, and the guy gave me 250 quid back. I can't remember why, but hopefully that guy sees this video, and he'll be like, that's the guy that bought my Lotus Carlton off me 10, 12 years ago. He gave me 250 quid back, so I might have paid 12, 750 for it. I can't remember, but I then put the car up for sale. We used it, put it up for sale for like 20 grand. Couldn't sell it, kept reducing the price. I ended up reducing the price to somewhere in the region of about 16 grand, something like that, and that's what I sold it for, 16 grand. Crazy. But I had to sell it because I was skinned. I literally couldn't afford to keep it. For me, it was a 4 grand margin, it was a car out the door, and it was money in the bank so I could go and buy more stock again for my dealership. And all these years later, I've just bought one back for £60,000. And by the way, 18 grand, which is what the guy who used to own this car paid for this car, in today's money is worth about £40,000. So he paid 40 grand for it in today's money, and he's just sold it for 60 grand. All interesting stuff. Have another little feel for the power. It's driving so well, I can't believe it. I don't want to push it too hard, I don't want to jinx myself, but yeah, really, really happy. Guys, thank you all so much for watching. Look out for an update for the auction. Probably on my Instagram. I might do a follow-up YouTube video. I probably will put it on my Instagram. There will be updates on my Instagram to when we're going to put this car at auction. If I change my mind, it's going to go on Planet of Dreams, I will let you know. Again, I am very 50-50 about it, but auction, I don't know, we'll see. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think I should do? Should we get it on Planet of Dreams, or should we sell it in an auction? Either way, I'm happy. I'm heading on my journey back now. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked this video. If you did like it, please do hit the like button. Hit subscribe if you're new. Car Vertical link below. Code CCD. Don't forget that to get 20% off. Planet of Dreams link below. EnterReg.com also link below if you're in the car trade. Make sure you get on board with that. Also, if there's anything you want to see on the Lotus Carlton, I don't know what you might want to see. JK. If JK's out there, let's use this. This could be the opportunity to get JK on the channel. JK, if you're out there and you we could do a tour of your cars. I ain't joking either. If we can make that happen off the back of buying this car, like, that would be so cool. Whatever. Any ideas, let me know in the comments below. Job done. Oh, by the way, before you go, the Lotus Carlton will be on display at my car show CCD event 2026 on Father's Day. So for those that have got a ticket already, you will see it there on display looking good. For those that don't have a ticket, well, you definitely won't see it on display because you won't be there. But if you're thinking about getting a ticket, pull your finger out, get on it, because it sells out every year. This is our 6th annual event, at Daventry, Wilton Mill Go-Kart Tracking Daventry. It's an incredible event, family event, loads of fun, loads of stuff for the kids, loads of stuff for you lot as well. And yeah, I'm gonna have the Lotus Carlton there, Dodge Viper there, M5. I've also bought another new car that you lot ain't seen yet, and all of your cars as well. All right, ticket link below. See you there.